to the end zone. What a catch! McCartan, touchdown.
Wins it. The championship.
Welcome back to Hammond Stadium as we have the Eagles and the Raiders, the battle. As we settle in for this one, John, it's going to be a good matchup between North Broward, the Prep, a two-time defending champ, and Gulliver Prep, the Raiders, coming in 19-10. Interesting matchup between the two teams' experience, obviously on the side of North Broward here today.
Yeah, North Broward, the two-time defending state champions at the 3A level. They are the heavy favorites in this game. The number 6 overall team in the state of Florida, the highest-ranked team we've seen so far this week in these FHSAA championships as we take a look at the starting lineup for Gulliver Prep. Number 115 in the state, so they are kind of the Cinderella team in this bracket. Still a very strong program, but had to beat some higher seeds to get here.
That's going to be interesting. All about pitching when it comes down to it. Can you keep the other team off the board? Can you keep them off the bases, not giving up free bases like hit by pitch or walks? We saw that as a significant part of the front end of this 3A semifinal Friday afternoon.
Yeah, the little things matter a ton in these games, especially in the semifinals where you typically see the number 1 starters out there for each team. If not, it's the number 2 starter. So we do see some low-scoring games, especially early in the game as you look at the defense for North Broward here. Again, these guys are the favorites. They've been here before, but despite them winning it all last year, it's a fairly young lineup. They only have 2 seniors in their starting 9 as you look at the starting pitcher, which would be Jensen Secular, right-hander, gets the start here, committed to Marshall University to play at the D1 level next year.
ERA at 1.79. Says he's only pitched 15 2/3 innings, so he certainly should be rather fresh here today. And Secular will get the start.
Yeah, they have 5 pitchers with more innings pitched than Jensen Secular. And I would have to think that there was an injury involved if he's a D1 commit, but has only thrown only a couple of appearances this season.
Well, we're just about set to go. Argued in as the leadoff hitter. Right fielder, AJ, for the Raiders, trying to get things started. 341 hitter. Been on the plate 91 times, 11 RBI, 31 hits, so productive from that leadoff spot.
Now, Secular threw his first appearance on April 18th, so there had to be an injury keeping him out for the first half of the year, but he has gotten better and better as the season's gone.
Lombard in the on-deck circle. Mendez the follow for the Raiders here in the top of inning number 1. Now, the thrilling game that went, 10 innings just prior to this one. That's why we are off to the late start. This game is scheduled to be played at 1 o'clock today, and it's about an hour and 8 minutes or so behind schedule. Outfield straight away. Luff the left fielder, Cutler in center. Coopet in right field. And there's ball 4. So, Harwood in the good at bat, draws the walk, brings up George Lombard, the shortstop.
And these teams sat around for about an hour watching the last 3 innings of that extra inning game before us, so them and their parents got a taste of what state playoff baseball is all about. A lot of emotion and enthusiasm in that first semifinal.
Lombard batting at .483, number 2 hitter in the lineup, the senior. Secular trying to get ahead of the hitter early. Missed outside, count goes 1 ball, no strikes.
And Gulliver Prep had to upset the number 1 seed in their region. That was Westminster, a 4-2 win in the semifinals. Westminster Christian, as opposed to Westminster Academy, who played in the 2A semis yesterday. So they beat them 4-2, and then they beat the other Calvary Christian 2-0 in the regional final. So 2 major upsets already pulled by Gulliver Prep.
Curveball just nibbled the outside corner. Pretty pitch, count goes 1 ball, 1 strike to Lombard.
But Secular hasn't pitched since the district tournament where he went a complete game shutout, 7 innings, 10 strikeouts, 1 hit against Cocoa Beach.
Swing and a miss by Lombard.
So that would put him on 8 days of rest for this appearance.
He looks comfortable. Checks the runner at first with a little peek over the left shoulder. Runner goes, pitch inside, no pitch call. It was a long wait, and I think Lombard asked for that time. Got it. Playing a little head game here and there, right?
Yeah.
Secular's pitch, ground ball, slapped through the left side of the infield. No chance for Gray to get to that through the hole. And I got runners at first and second, nobody out for the Raiders.
All just hanging, breaking ball over the heart of the plate, and Lombard turned on it. We'll see his brother in the 4-hole, but before that, Luca Mendez comes to the plate.
Yeah, Mendez, the left fielder, up in a great situation now, obviously.
This is a Gulliver prep team with a .299 season batting average, .885 OPS, so they do hit for some power. They have 3 players with 5 home runs or more.
Mendez batting .344 coming into today's play. 31 hits, 24 RBIs. Has a wild pitch, goes off the edge of the catcher's mitt. Runners will advance on not a good beginning here for North Broward Prep. Giving up a walk, a single, runners advancing.
And there's going to be a mound visit here to try and get Secular back on track.
So Mendez now with 2 in scoring position. Well, you mentioned the jitters and trying to get through that first inning. And right now we're seeing that from Jensen Secular.
He pitched in the postseason last year for North Broward during their amazing run, but did give up multiple runs in his last 3 outings of the season. So even though his overall numbers have been excellent throughout his career, he has given up some runs in the postseason.
Metsky will trot back behind home plate. Count is 1 ball, no strikes to Luca Mendez. We have some cloud cover up above, wind shifting and blowing from the left field foul pole out towards right center.
Yeah, up to 90 degrees now. Real feel is closer to 100, so these players will have to manage their energy and stay out of the sun as best they can.
Hydration the key. Secular into the windup. Right-hander's pitch after the talking to, and that missed. Count goes 2 balls, no strikes.
Last year, Gulliver Prep was eliminated by North Broward, so they must be in different regions now, but it was an 8-2 final score in the semifinals of the regionals. So Gulliver Prep gets a rematch here in the state playoffs.
2-0 pitch. In there for the strike to the left-handed hitting left fielder. Count goes 2 balls, 1 strike. Runners at second and third. If you're just tuning in, we're in the top of the first. Nice to have you with us on the NFHS network on this beautiful Friday afternoon here in Fort Myers, Florida. Jacob Lombard in the on-deck circle. Now you got the number 3 hitter up. Count 2 balls and 1 strike. First base is open. It's early in the game here. Mendez somewhat of an RBI machine. And the 2-1. Count goes 3-1.
The Secular did not pitch in the state playoffs last year for North Broward. We mentioned he pitched against Westminster Christian in the regional final, and he gave up 4 runs in 2 1/3. So this is, as far as we know, his first experience on this Hammond Stadium mound.
Looks in for the sign. 3-1 count. Pitch, grounded, up the middle, and through for a base hit. 1 will score. 2 will score. Throw will come in tardy to home. And down to the bag at second. And reaching out with the hand is Mendez. That's a 2-run single. He took second base on the throw home, and they missed cutoffs, allowed the extra base to Mendez there.
Well, one team came out ready to play and the other one did not. And the defending champs are on the ropes right away. Great swinging by Mendez. Not a great effort by Gray going up the middle. Then a bad throw by Cutler. And Gramercy, the catcher, almost threw it into center field. So North Broward better tighten things up quickly or Gulliver Prep is going to continue to run away with this game.
Here's Jacob Lombard, the third baseman. So you got 2 runs home, runner at second, 2 hits in the inning already. Still nobody out. Trying to put up a big crooked number here in the first.
Now we mentioned the little things, Don, and both those throws were part of what we call the little things, just overthrowing the cutoff man and allowing the extra base. Takes the double play possibility away. Not ideal for North Broward.
Lombard, just a freshman, batting .329. Pitch over the outside corner for the strike to Jacob.
And even though their ranking is 100 spots further down the list, Gulliver Prep is not going to be scared by facing a top 10 team in the state. They just took out 2 incredible teams to get here.
They're playing good baseball at the right time. Fly ball hit the left. Playing in the good spot in left field with Riley Lufton. They'll put it away, and Lombard retired for the inning's first out. Jason Marcos to the plate, 302 hitter, or 308 to be precise. That's an extra base hit, I would imagine, right?
How about number 99 for Marcos?
Yeah. I was wondering if he's a Wayne Gretzky fan or somebody. That's fouled up.
Maybe he just wants to play special teams in football.
You don't see that on a baseball player all that often, the number 99.
We had a 0-0 in one of the games yesterday.
Eckler's wind-up pitch, and that's going to be fought off and rolled down to the shortstop. Gray will field it on the first. It's going to get by the first baseman. Corsi, and there you go. You got runners.
No, the run will
at
score.
Second, third, yeah, that went into the dugout, right?
Yes, 2 bases. And it's 3-0 on another defensive mistake by North Broward.
Mendez stopped at third base. So that's going to be E6 on the error, allowing the run to score. And obviously advanced by Marcos. When it went into the dugout, into second base. The run scores. Mendez crossing. Tosca to the plate now. And not a good beginning for North Broward Prep.
They're a high-powered offense, so they can overcome a 3-0 deficit, but if they're going to do it, they have to play a lot better than they have through these first 5 batters.
Runner at second base, 1 down. Aparicio in the on-deck circle. Tosca is the center fielder. Batting .221. He's a senior. Has 11 RBIs, 8 doubles, so he can find the gap here and there. There is some activity in the Eagle bullpen. They make their home on the third base side. A little roller. Could be difficult. Scooped up. Castro on the first. Got it there. Nice job by DeCastro. Fielded that cleanly. That was the key. If he hadn't, he would have been in trouble. Sometimes it's hard to pick up those slow rollers, John.
Yeah, good base running by Marcos, so you see there. Went second to third, realizing that Tosca did not have time to look him back. Had to make the play to first. So 2 outs now, and one more opportunity for Gulliver here in the first inning.
So Aparicio stepping up to the plate. Hayden hasn't seen a whole lot of time, only a sophomore. Matter of fact, don't even have a batting average for him. He's scored 3 runs. And he's the catcher today. Off-speed pitch over for the strike. So the first three batters that came to play to walk, single, have all scored. Toss and an error. That's what happens. Secular's pitch, and that's hit out the right field, and that's going to fall in for a base hit. Another run will score. As Marcos, you talked about his clever base running. Well, that set him up for an easy appearance at home, didn't it, on the RBI single by Aparicio.
It sure did, and that was a missed location by Secular. You could see Gramesty set up in the other batter's box, and the pitch came over the plate, and Aparicio makes him pay. 4-0 Raiders. Here's another look. Look where he's setting up, off the plate entirely, and the ball got a little bit of plate.
Good job of hitting. Aparicio, the freshman, coming up with an RBI. Is Parson the second baseman now? He's the 8th batter in the inning. Pitching for the strike. He bats .247. And a pinch runner coming on.
Well, Mateo Gray is the #1 pitcher for North Broward, and he went 4 2/3 in the regional final, so we're not sure if he is eligible to pitch today because of the days of rest rules.
Secular's pitch, foul back.
Now, if he was eligible to pitch and they didn't start him, they would, the North Broward coaches would certainly be kicking themselves right now, but I would have to think he's not available today, or they would have used him. Even though, in the other semifinal, the teams are much more highly regarded than Gulliver Prep, who, again, was a lower seed. But you can't mess around in the state playoffs with a lesser pitcher in a do-or-die game.
1-2 pitch off the plate. Count goes even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at first, 2 down. The important number on that wall out there in left field is the 4 runs scored here in the top of the first by Gulliver Prep. 19-10 record coming in. Runner goes, pitch low and away, and the throw is going to sail in the center field. Mesty came up gunning, and that will go as a stolen base. No advance further than that. Aparicio's runner got a good jump. Stolen base. Not a sharp beginning here for North Broward.
Yeah, it's just not what you would expect for a team that's won back-to-back state championships. Almost a little complacent starting this semifinal.
Parson now with a runner in scoring position. Count is full 3-2. Townsley, #9 hitter on deck. That's a good healthy swing at that too. Fouled off.
They can't take any opponent for granted at this stage of the season. Even one that you've beaten in a postseason setting last year.
That's right. Activity is stopped down in the Eagle bullpen. And there's a strike 3. Parson thought it might be ball 4. He was summoned on back, and that's going to do it. 8 come to the plate. 4 runs will score. They collected a total of 3 hits. They were no errors and 1 left. We'll be back with the bottom of inning #1 right after this.
This presentation of the NFHS Network is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Have fun out there.
All right, welcome back. You can see the wind influencing the wiggle of the flags out there in left field. 4 runs by Gulliver Prep in the top of inning #1. We'll take a look at the home team's batting order. The Eagles. Jarno will lead things off and try to set the table immediately if he can. Capet and Luffett and a few others, Cutler, all vital up and down that batting order. They're going to have to score some runs today, John, after that top half of one, and see if their big bats are here. But can they get past Lofgren, the starting pitcher here today for Gulliver Prep?
Now there's the defensive alignment for Gulliver Prep, and Brixton Lofgren makes the start on the mound. Right-hander immediately handed a 4-0 lead. He's got to love that. We'll take a look at some of the numbers there. You see the 2.20 ERA, 60 innings pitched, 67 strikeouts, and 20 walks, so probably not overpowering velocity, but effective pitching overall for the senior, who now has a great opportunity to knock out a two-time defending state champ and a top 10 team out of 573 teams in Florida.
Certainly be quite an accomplishment if they can get it done. They look very confident. Really came to the plate with a good approach in the top of the first. Plated 4 runs, couple of hits. Took advantage of perhaps some mental errors on the behalf of the Eagles. But here we go. Verano to lead it off. Gray and then DeCastro to follow. Brixton Lofgren, the right-hander. Handed a 4-run cushion. Now he needs to take advantage. That could be difficult sometimes. You come out there with that 4-run lead and you have that false sense of hope or security. And all of a sudden you find a little adversity. So he needs to get the ball over the plate, keep him off the bases. Don't give up the free base pass. No walks.
It kind of works both ways. The good part of it, obviously the fact that you're winning, but the better part is that you can be more aggressive within the zone. You don't have to pick off corners. You can go right after guys.
Let your defense help you out. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Lofgren is committed to Fordham, so we have a couple of mid-major commits at the Division I level facing off here. Marshall versus Fordham.
Going to the Big Apple, huh?
Yeah, different schools. We don't normally, mention schools from up north. A lot of Power 5 SEC schools and some ACC schools and ASUN. But not a lot of MAC and Atlantic 10 schools amongst the commits here at the FHSAA tournament.
Enrique Obanaro awaits the 3-2. He's called out on strikes. He thought it was a walk. He was ready to make a move on down, and the 330 hitter called out on strikes. Brings up Mateo Gray, the shortstop.
Nothing going North Broward's way early. That was probably up, but Lofgren gets the call. Lofgren throws hard. He's up to 90 miles an hour. Perfect game had him at 87 miles an hour last year. And good velocity early. One of the harder throwers we've seen so far in the tournament.
Mateo Gray, a junior, 345 hitter coming into today's contest. 1 out, trying to get things going. I'll tell you, that's a big strikeout for Lofgren when you think about it, huh? Sets the table, keeps things churning in their favor.
Yes.
That's going to be out of play down the right field line.
He's only 5'11", but I already like what I'm seeing from Lofgren. Good fluid, athletic delivery. A lot of moving parts, maybe not consistent, but fun to watch. And aggressive, which with a 4-0 lead is a good thing.
Absolutely. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Gray trying to turn things around a bit here for the Eagles at the plate. Here comes the 1-2. Missed him outside.
A different breaking ball than we've seen in this tournament. That is a tumbler, kind of a power curve. We've seen a lot of lateral sliders throughout this tournament. Oof.
Challenge him there. That was hit a long, long way, but foul.
And Mateo Gray is going to play with all of those Newman Celtics we saw yesterday. The team from Naples that made it to this tournament. They had 4 UCF commits on that team, and Gray is going to join them in Orlando next year.
Gray with a couple of home runs will take that foul the opposite way. Count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Mateo Gray. DeCastro in the on-deck circle. Lofgren, the right-hander. Missed up high. The count goes full 3-2. Outfield roaming around. Tosca, the center fielder. Mendez in left. Arguden in right field defensively. Lombard and Parson up the middle. And there's ball 4. So he loses Gray. And that's a 1-out base runner with the walk. Brings up DeCastro.
And a lot of pitches already for Lofgren. 14 pitches through 2 batters. So we mentioned it game in and game out. In high school baseball, you have to. 105 pitch limit for the juniors and seniors. And that's exactly 15 pitches per inning over 7 innings. So we'll keep an eye on his pace. But right now he's throwing a lot of pitches.
Pitch to DeCastro is up high. So Lofgren starting to struggle to find the strike zone. Got the strikeout of Morano to start the bottom of the first, and he just walked Gray. Falls behind immediately here to DeCastro. 2 balls and no strikes. Jacob Lombard, the third baseman. Marcos at first. He gets involved over there. Aparicio behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes. Ground ball hit right to the first baseman. Marcos with a touch and out of the bag at first. They get a double play.
Nope.
Oh, no double play. They didn't touch the bag at first.
Yeah, Marcos didn't.
He missed it.
He didn't touch the bag, and Lombard didn't know. Lombard thought he touched the bag, and so he tagged the runner when he could have easily have just thrown to first for the double play. It looked awkward, but it was actually the right decision for Marcos because he had a slow runner getting down the line. So watch this. He goes to touch the bag but does not. And then Lombard thought that he had to apply a tag, but he didn't. So they get the out, but the inning continues.
Interesting fielder's choice there.
It looks like an innocent 3-6, but it was a little more complicated.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw him take the drop back with the step back, and then he decided to go to the bag at second, like you mentioned. And interesting.
I think he knew who was running.
Coop, it will line one right to the second baseman, and Parson was able and ready to make the catch, and that will end the inning. It was hit on the nose, but that's going to be a liner off the bat of Coop, and that's going to do it in the bottom of 1. So you had no runs, you had no hits, you had no errors, and 1 left. We'll be back with the top of 2 right after this.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
All right, welcome back as we move on to the top of inning number 2. And for Gulliver Prep, they hold on to a 4-0 lead through 1 inning, so they did their job defensively as they kept the hard-hitting North Broward Prep squad off the board. Let's see if they can continue their good things offensively now. Actually, they got a little help, didn't they, in that first inning from the Eagles. As you mentioned, they looked a little sluggish and take a little time to get into this one today.
Now, only 1 error, but a couple of overthrows that could have been errors.
This is the number 9 hitter in the lineup, Townsley, the designated hitter. JC, and then the pitch all the way to the backstop. This game has that hot summer feel to it, kind of a lazy look to the afternoon here.
That might be the Jets pizza we ate before the game.
Yeah, that could have been. That could have been.
These fans are fired up. But, yes, the heat will make you sluggish. So we'll see how it affects these players who had to stand around for an hour before taking the field. Because they will practice here on the backfields at the Twins complex, run through their normal pregame routine, and then they'll walk over to the stadium to play. And usually, it's not a very long wait. You walk over. If you're the first game, you go straight to the dugout. If you're not, you wait outside the dugout or the bullpen for the game before you to finish.
Strikeout. Secular does a nice job getting Townsley. That's a much better start, I'm sorry, John, than the last inning when he walked the leadoff batter who eventually scored.
Yeah, really good off-speed pitch there, down around the shins. But for this game, these teams were done with their pregame routine. And then because that game went 10 innings, they were just standing here for over an hour waiting to see when they would finally get to go re-warm up.
Interesting. Arguden just had a ball thrown behind his back, and now he bounces one foul down the first base side. Count 1 ball, 1 strike with 1 out, nobody on here in the top of 2.
Well, according to his perfect game profile, AJ is still uncommitted as a senior, but he does have several Division I schools recruiting him, so we'll see where he ends up going. Leadoff hitter and outfielder.
Pitch low and inside.
I'm always amazed by the list of commitments for these kids, and I try and get it on the air as much as we can because, gosh, they are so talented and so much Division I talent at pretty much every program in Florida.
It's great to see that the health of baseball is so vibrant.
Yeah, you've got Lombard due up next, who's the blue chip guy on this Gulliver prep team. He's going to Vanderbilt.
Secular's pitch, lofted high in the air. Should be room. Right fielder, center fielder now over and making the catch is Cutler. A.J. Cutler got a nice jump on that.
So A.J. retires A.J. there.
The shortstop, George Lombard.
So now you got 2 down.
And here's the guy I just mentioned, Lombard, who was a perfect game All-American last year. Runs a 6.560. That's fast on.
Faster than I can run it. Lombard singled and scored back in the first.
And for a guy who's, about 6'2", 190 pounds, going that fast, that is incredible.
1-0. That's one thing you can't teach either, is that speed. You can improve it a little bit, but lazy fly. Lombard retired. Put it away. And a 1-2-3 inning for Jensen Secular. Much needed if you are an Eagle fan. We'll be back with the bottom of 2, still 4-0. Gulliver Prep.
With Academy Sports and Outdoors, you can take outdoor fun to a whole new level with just the touch of a button. Because there's so much to discover on the Academy app. Create your dream outdoor living space that gets the whole family out there spending time together. Master new recipes with just the right amount of heat and the perfect spice or seasoning. And give the kids even more ways to play. Great times are waiting. Download the Academy Sports and Outdoors app today.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite. Move!
My kid heard that solo.
You see what I did?
Yeah.
Well, we move on to the bottom of inning number 2. Interesting matchup between Gulliver Prep and North Broward in this 3A semifinal right here on the NFHS Network. Nice to have you with us. It's nice that your subscription will take you through 2 games tonight. All the weekend action, championship action concluding midweek next week here in Fort Myers. So it's certainly wonderful. You can also watch all the baseball and softball and other sports from around the country on the NFHS network, all for one subscription price. They already know that because they're watching.
Yes, great choice. We appreciate you joining the club.
That's right. Riley Luff will lead things off. Grometsky and then Corsi to follow. Middle part of the batting order. Lofgren did a nice job back in the first. He did walk 1, but defense did a nice job behind him. Got himself a strikeout. Still holding on to a 4-0 lead into the bottom of the inning. Ground ball hit down to shortstop. Lombard on the first. Scooped it up nice. Well, you said this guy has some high grade. You can see why. He's slick out there.
Yeah, that was very natural movements at shortstop. Made that play look easy. Slow rollers to shortstop. You've got to hurry. And, boy, it didn't look like he hurried at all, and he made the play easily.
Carmesti to the plate, the catcher now for the Eagles. Lofgren's pitch popped up. Lombard taking over the showcase here in the second. That time with a put out. On a pop up, 2 down. Lofgren having an easy time of it here in inning number 2.
And I've got to say, we haven't seen anything that makes us feel like North Broward's the number 6 team in the state so far. They've got to wake up.
Lofgren has the outfield playing straight away behind him. 2 middle infielders relaxed. Lombard and Parson. Marcos and Jacob Lombard on the third base bag playing well behind there. At first base, likewise for Marcos. Aparicio behind the plate. Of course, he swings and miss. Count goes 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody on. Brixton Lofgren's pitch. Got a strike call. Count goes 1-2. Lofgren looks relaxed.
Wouldn't you be if you were up 4-0?
Absolutely. Ground ball chopped up the middle, charged, and thrown all in one motion by George Lombard. Beautifully done. He had a long way to go. Really timed his steps brilliantly. Footwork so important on a play like that, and he made it look easy. Good scoop at first, too, by the way, by Jason Marcos, number 99. All right, we'll be back with the top of 3. There's your score, 4-0. Basking in the sunlight, watching some baseball. Nothing better than that here in Fort Myers, Florida at Hammond Stadium. As we move on to the top of inning number 3, Gulliver Prep with the lead at 4-0. They'll come to the plate, and Lofgren's been impressive through 2 innings of work on the hill for the Raiders. And for North Broward Prep, they just can't seem to find their footing yet.
Not yet. Luckily, they have 5 innings left to go. That previous half inning was a showcase for George Lombard, the shortstop, going to Vanderbilt, made all 3 plays. He is of a big league pedigree. His dad, George, is the bench coach for the Detroit Tigers right now and has a long time as a player and coach in Major League Baseball.
This is Mendez to lead it off. He's up for the second time. Singleton scored back in the first inning. Now leading things off here in the third.
His father, a former second-round pick out of Lovett High School in Atlanta.
Ground ball hit down the second, bobbled, and then recovering nicely was Morano to get it onto the bag at first. So Mendez is retired. 4-3, 1 out. Brings up Jacob Lombard. So Jacob with a chance.
Yep, and his father, George Sr., played 6 years in the majors, 144 games played, and now has carved out a fantastic career as a coach under A.J. Hinch right now.
Get Marcos in the on-deck circle. First pitch in for the strike. Jacob Lombard, fly ball out to left his first time. Playing third base here today. Out in the dirt. Secular has settled down that rough first inning when he faced 8 batters. Got him 1, 2, 3 in the second. Now he's ahead of the hitter. Jacob Lombard, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Oof.
Down the left field line, well struck but foul.
You could just see the natural movements are made for baseball for George Lombard's 2 sons. I mean, this is a freshman at the plate crushing balls out of the stadium. So we'll see where the younger Lombard ends up at the end of his career here at Gulliver Prep.
Secular's pitch. It was up and in.
And look at the size on Jacob.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. He got a lot of tools there, doesn't he? Another pitch down in the dirt to the backstop. Count full, 3-2. Jensen Secular's pitch popped up, fouled off, out of play. First base side again. Yeah, very impressed with the crowd. Nice crowd here for a Friday afternoon.
And it's only going to fill up over the next few games here. We've got 2 more semifinals this afternoon and tonight.
Swing and a miss, he got him. Secular able to chalk up strikeout number 3. And Jacob Lombard heads back to the dugout on the first base side, and Jason Marcos will come on up to swing from the left-handed side. Reached on an error back in the first, throwing error by Mateo Gray. That nearly got him. Tosca in the on-deck circle here in the third. Ground ball, fouled off towards the dugout. Ground ball over the glove of the pitcher, scooped up, bobbled a bit, and Morano's going to have to chase down the ball. No throw. Smart play there. No chance at all to get him. That was a tough fielding play. That would probably be ruled a base hit. Let's see.
I would think so.
Absolutely. Kind of chopped there up the middle. So Marcos credited a base hit. Hit number 5 on the afternoon for the Gulliver Raiders. Marcos had a belly back to the bag over there. He's had a very physical, active beginning to this ball game, hasn't he? He's been twisting out of the way of pitches, diving on the field there. Tosca grounded out 5-3 his first time. Off speed pitch, completely fooled. Aparicio in the on-deck circle. Swing and a miss. Count goes 0-2. What do you think the Eagles need to do, John, to wake up here a little bit? mentioned they were a little sluggish back in the first. Obviously, they gave up the 4 runs. They've been held without a hit.
Well, we've got some Mountain Dew in the fridge if they need it. Yeah, but in all seriousness, I mean, it's a lackluster showing so far, but you've got 5 innings, and they have scored, 4 or 5 runs in 5 innings, I'm sure, many, many times this season. So it's just a matter of refocusing and whether someone has to step up and say something, or I don't know what the other options are, but it's more of a mental thing to me than anything else as time is called for. And I would have to think Mateo Gray, their ace, is not available today because of the pitch count from the regional final, because otherwise we would probably be seeing him, and it could be a totally different game.
Tosca facing a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch up high to him. Secular again has gone level in the count with Luka Tosca. Makros with a lead down at the bag at first in just a moment. Right now he's standing atop, and now he'll pull away. A couple of steps, close to 3.5. Ground ball, fouled off. Just tuning in, all 4 runs scored by the Raiders in the first. A walk, consecutive singles, a throwing error, and an RBI base hit. Count's going to go full 3-2 at Tosca. I had a notion to go after that, John.
Yeah, I was thinking about going for it. These have been a lot of long battles here for Secular, having to work really hard through 3 innings.
Runner good back. Field in beautiful condition as always. The grounds crew really does a magnificent job here. Really appreciated their work a year ago when we had all those thunderstorms roaring through the area day after day. Runner goes. Pitch it on the ground slowly. Down the second. Only play to first. This will get the out. The third out. So Tosca retired 4-3. And that will do it. No runs. You had the 1 hit. No errors. And 1 left. We'll be back with the bottom of the third.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
All right, welcome back. What is that in the background behind our scoreboard right there? Can you, is that the top of the dugout?
That is the logo of the Minnesota Twins.
Well, I know that. I mean, but what is it a picture of down there other than the logo? Is that the dugout?
Yes, that's the third base dugout.
That's the third base dugout?
You see the little camcorder there on the left?
No, I do not.
The Twins, there's one on the first base side, too. Twins taking video of all these games. That could be one of the high school team's video cameras as well, but Twins typically will get 4 angles of any game that they are hosting in the minor leagues. All the equipment in the world here, all kinds of different camera, radar systems, getting all kinds of measurements on the ball and the players, and collecting data on a lot of guys who will be pros down the road. I mean, no reason not to get more information from these fantastic high school matchups.
One of the advantages of hosting such a wonderful event.
Yes. Data that they'll have that the other 29 teams will not.
A.J. Cutler, center fielder, to lead things up for the first time. Lofgren has been sailing along rather effectively. Did walk a batter in the first. Got him 1-2-3 in the second. Hasn't shown the ability to strike out a whole lot of folks, but does have a strikeout. Popped out foul territory and on over. On the gallop is George Lombard. See, he's so talented. That ball blew back in the fair play. I mean, on the foul side, didn't go into the stands because he's George Lombard, and he can make the catch.
Yeah, we're seeing the talent of these two brothers. These are the both brothers running after this ball, and the elder brother at shortstop makes that play.
Hoke to the plate, the designated hitter.
So that is 4 straight plays made by George Lombard Jr.
Maybe that's why Lofgren's a starter here. Everything is hitting his direction. That one a little too high for him to get. It's going to travel a long way, but over the center fielder, Luka Tosca, got a nice jump on that and made the catch. 2 down.
Yeah, the wind helped out Gulliver Prep there off the bat. I thought that ball might get towards the warning tracker or the wall, but the wind blowing briskly from left to right played that ball straight down to Tosca. So here is Bejarano.
He struck out his first time.
We see it was as strong a breeze as we've had today. The flags were pretty limp early in the day.
Gray in the on-deck circle. 2 outs. Bases blank for North Broward Prep, trailing 4-0. Coming into this game with 26 wins on the season against 6 losses. Very impressive. Pitch in there for the strike. Tell you what I'm impressed with is Lofgren. I just like his attitude right now out in the mound.
Coming right after guys, like he should be with a 4-0 lead.
And he's got some fielders behind him. Trying to frame that was the catcher. Aparicio trying to pull it back in. I don't think that works too often.
Lofgren's a guy who probably will walk some with that very violent delivery, but he's also hard to pick up. When it comes straight down over the top, hides the ball, coming from a smaller frame but a higher angle.
Bejarano facing a 3-2 count. Lofgren looking to put this half inning in the books. Here's the pitch, and he missed outside. That will extend things a little bit. Got a runner at first with 2 down. It brings up Mateo Gray, who walked his first plate appearance.
So both base runners that Broward Prep has had have come via the walk. Bejarano's the leadoff man, committed to Eastern Kentucky. We'll see if he tries to steal a base here. Down by 4, though, you may be a little more cautious than usual. And they got him.
Yes, they pick him off the bag at first. So the woes continue for the Eagles with a pickoff at first. What a great move there by Lofgren. Got it over there. And number 99, the Marcos put the tag on him. Caught stealing. Picked off. Any way you want to look at it. All right, we'll be back with the top of 4 right after this. All right, welcome back. We have a new pitcher out in the mound for North Broward Prep. That is Riley Luft. Luft coming from left field to the hill. So Secular is done. I don't know where he may have gone. Did he go out to
It looks like
left
number
field?
10 is in left. That is
10.
Hoke, who is the DH. But Luft comes in after Secular goes 3 innings, allows 4 runs. It's only 2 earned on 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. All the runs came in that first inning, and so now we get a look here at Luft, who is 3rd on the team in innings pitched. 30 innings, 42 strikeouts, and 10 walks with that sterling ERA at 1.62, but we still haven't seen the top 2 arms on this North Broward Prep team. So they could replace their number 4 arm with their number 3 arm. And again, we're not listing these guys in order of talent. We're listing them in order of innings pitched, which obviously if the coaches are giving them more innings pitched, there's more trust there. They're built up. They're pitching deep into games. So Secular, who we assume had an injury, missed the whole first half of the season, will turn it over to Luft.
Yeah, gave up the 4 runs that you mentioned on 3 hits. A couple of runs not, I believe, were unearned on that throwing error by the shortstop that went into the dugout.
Yeah, you're right. It was 3 hits. They did call the Marcos ball an error.
Aparicio to lead it off. Parson and then Townsley. That's 7, 8, 9 on the batting order against Luft. So Luft trying to get something done from the defensive perspective. Maybe a sharp 1, 2, 3 inning might energize his crew in the dugout.
Very unusual stance here from Aparicio. Kind of Giancarlo Stanton-esque. Closes off those hips.
And flares one right to the second baseman.
Of course, Stanton
Serrano puts it away.
Started his career in Miami, which is where Gulliver Prep is located. So maybe he saw glimpses of him as a youngster.
He is Justin Parson. If you're going to emulate a guy, not a bad guy to emulate, I guess, from the standpoint of what you're going to get out of it, right?
Yeah.
Parson struck out his first time. One out, nobody on here in the 4th. Luft works quickly out in the mound. Got those blue shoes on. Powder blue, aren't they on the top there? Are my eyes going on?
No, you're right.
Pitching there for the strike. Count goes 1 and 2.
His catcher's got orange spikes.
That's right.
Colorful mix and an otherwise plain uniform.
Got some yellow shoes on the first baseman over there. Corsi.
Well, it's a very Yankees-looking uniform for North Broward Prep, and we just mentioned Giancarlo Stanton. So
there must be a theme.
Yeah, pinstripes over there for the Eagles.
Pitch down low.
It's fun to watch all the uniforms in this tournament. We've got a lot of different looks, unconventional colors, unconventional mascots. This one a little bit more conventional. Raiders versus Eagles. Neutral colors.
Swing and a miss. And the strikeout. So Parson goes down. First strikeout for Luft since coming in relief here in the 4th. 2 out. Townsley to the plate.
As much as you'd love to add on to the lead, if you're Gulliver Prep, I feel like you almost just want to get back to the field. Let's get these outs and get out of here and take on Calvary Christian tomorrow.
Absolutely. They had a 10-inning win earlier today over Providence School. And 5-4 is your final. Looked like both teams had opportunity to win before the 10th inning with leads. In particular, Providence, what was it, the 6th inning they tied it up?
Yes.
They took the lead, I believe, in the 5th.
Mm-hmm. Then zeros in the 7th, 8th, and 9th, but the teams did threaten.
Count 1-1 to Townsley. Fouled up. You're much more familiar with Fort Myers than I, and we were talking about Hurricane Ian. How close to the coastline are we from where the stadium sits?
I would say 6 to 8 miles.
Ball hit out the left, and coming on to make the catch was Hokie. Got off to a late start, or maybe a calculated start. I'd like to maybe put it that way, as he made the catch. Maybe he's looking for a little ESPN highlight reel catch over there, but he made the play. Well done. 3 up and 3 down. We're back with the bottom of 4 after this.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Be great. Participate.
Look at the skyline here in Fort Myers. Nothing threatening up there today, although it's rather warm and humid. That's about as far as I can go as a weatherman. 4-0 Gulliver Prep with the lead over North Broward Prep. John, we move on to the bottom of the 4th, and they're slowly starting to run out of innings when you talk about the 2-time defending 3A champs.
Yeah, Mateo Gray going to lead it off here. They have 4 innings left, 12 outs to try and put up at least 4 runs. All these runs scored in the first, and Brixton Lofgren has been able to stabilize the lead for Gulliver.
Yeah, only base runners. Only 2 of them in the contest thus far, both via walk. Lofgren's not going to overpower you, and he's letting his defense do the work behind him. You know, there's certain pitchers that go out there, and they don't get all the easy outs, all the strikeouts and that stuff, and they rely on their defense. Defense knows it. They're on their toes, sharp, ready to play, having fun, catching the baseball and throwing it around. And I think he's kind of got that appeal with his teammates there. Actually, it just sounds like you're playing baseball.
Yeah. It's different when you're in a state playoff game,
Yeah.
But yeah, when you keep it that simple, it
Exactly.
usually bodes well.
Absolutely. Here comes a 2-0 in there for the strike, 2-1. Gray, his first time walk. Castro on deck.
I wonder how Lofgren's going to handle the snow when he has to play baseball next February in Fordham University.
I got a feeling he'll be transferring. No, only kidding.
I hope Fordham did his visit in the summertime. Because it is a rude awakening for players from the South who go north for college baseball, and the season starts on Valentine's Day, and it's still below freezing.
They usually make one 7-day trip down here to Florida or to Arizona, perhaps. Well, let's just look at the replay. Jacob Lombard with a fielding play and a throw that somehow got Mateo Gray. I am not even going to try to explain that. Can we see that again?
Great play. Here it is.
Yep. When things are going your way, they are just going your way.
Yes. No question.
I would guess 9 out of 10 times Gray would have been safe at first on a ball that rolled from the infield grass over towards the first baseman.
What a quick release from Lombard.
Yeah.
You know, Don, you mentioned those college teams coming down here in February to play games, and this stadium, this complex, as well as many others in the area, host a lot of D1 games in February. They have the Snowbird Classic up in Port Charlotte. They've got several fields up there, several fields here in Lee County and Barron Collier County, and lots of games played by teams like Fordham in South Florida. I think we hosted the University of Minnesota, Indiana State, and several others here in this stadium before spring training started.
Ball lofted by DeCastro. On over. Making the catch is Jacob Lombard. So, yeah, George Lombard as our feature back in the second inning defensively. Now his brother taking center stage.
Yeah, they're just stars in the making. It's so obvious with their athleticism and all the plays they've made so far today. It's going to be a lot of fun to follow their careers.
They coup it to the plate. Hit a liner. Hit it rather sharply right at the second baseman, Justin Parson, back in the first. Lofgren has only faced 2 batters over the minimum. We're here in the 4th inning.
Most people probably know George Lombard Sr. from his time with the LA Dodgers, where he coached some bases for them 2016 to 2020 and played from 98 to 06.
Well, his 2 sons have certainly been gifted with some of his athleticism.
He was the first base coach for the Dodgers during all their great runs in the previous decade, and now helping out A.J. Hinch in Detroit.
Lofgren's 1-2.
But think about the players that, the 2 sons, George and Jacob, probably got to meet. 2016 to 2020 Dodgers. I mean, there are some superstars on those teams. They were in elementary school and middle school and went to go, either live or visit their dad in Los Angeles and walk into the Dodgers clubhouse and see Clayton Kershaw and Mookie Betts and all the other stars, probably Cody Bellinger and plenty of others.
Charged, taken, thrown by Lombard, and nice little slick play by Jason Marcos. The bag at first. So Lombard and company, they help their pitcher out. Lofgren to another 1-2-3 inning. The consistency continues defensively for Gulliver Prep. We'll be right back.
With Academy Sports and Outdoors, you can take outdoor fun to a whole new level with just the touch of a button, because there's so much to discover on the Academy app. Create your dream outdoor living space that gets the whole family out there spending time together. Master new recipes with just the right amount of heat and the perfect spice or seasoning. And give the kids even more ways to play. Great times are waiting. Download the Academy Sports and Outdoors app today.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Hi, welcome back to the 2023 Florida High School Athletic Association Baseball Semifinals, Class 3A. And a bit of an upset in the making here, perhaps, with the number 4 seed in this portion of the bracket taking on the top seed, North Broward Prep. Able to 4-0 lead through 4-4.
It was fun to talk about the Lombard brothers, and assuming that they got to have close access to the clubhouse in L.A. where their dad was a first base coach. I mean, the guys they could have met as, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11-year-olds would have been, potential Hall of Famers. I mean, Clayton Kershaw we mentioned, but that 2017 Dodger team had Adrian Gonzalez, Curtis Granderson, Chase Utley, Justin Turner, Cody Bellinger, Yasmani Grandal, not to mention all the great pitching on those Dodgers teams. When you grow up in an environment like that, nothing phases you. Playing in a state semifinal game is not going to make the Lombard brothers feel any differently than they feel when they play a summer league, exhibition game. So they are ready for this moment, having seen baseball at the highest level and having a father who is at that highest level every single day. So fun to watch them work today. A lot of defensive work for both Lombard brothers, and George is due up second here in this 5th inning.
Riley Luft out in the mound, came on from left field to the hill to take over for Jensen Secular, who lasted a couple of innings, 3 to be precise. Luff got a 1-2-3 back in the 4th. So we're on to the 5th inning here. Gruden, who was walked and scored and hit a fly ball out, heading the count, 2 balls and no strikes. Luff's pitch, swing and a miss.
Luft has come in and righted the ship for North Broward. Perfect 4th. Looks like he got a swing and a miss there. We'll see if he can continue to keep his team within striking distance.
That's his job right now. Swing and a miss. And the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Guden got his money's worth on that swing and a miss. Took a big hefty cut. Outfield playing straight away. Cutler, the center fielder. And that's hit out to left. Hoke coming on, and he'll reach up and he'll put it away for the out. So you got 1 down here in the 5th, and George Lombard to the plate. Singled and scored, hit a fly ball out to right. So you got 1 out here in the 5th inning. Mendez in the on-deck circle.
Maybe George Sr. can help them out with their jerseys. I think they need a refresh.
Swings at the first pitch, ground ball. Scooped up. Throw across by Gray. Nice job.
Kind of reminds me of the Great Britain jerseys at the WBC that people were making fun of on social media. Very simple font on the front. Nothing wrong with the navy and gray vest look, but I think we need a logo or something a little more spicy on the front.
Here's Mendez to the plate. He is singled and hit a ground ball out. So you got 2 down here in the 5th. Jacob Lombard in the on-deck circle. Fouled off. North Broward Prep still looking for their first hit in the game. Here's your line score. 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors for the Raiders of Gulliver Prep. And for North Broward Prep, they have no runs, no hits. They've committed a couple errors. Good job by Luft out in the mound as he strikes out Mendez. That's his 2nd consecutive 1-2-3 inning in relief. He's doing his job, trying to ignite something for the Eagles, trailing by 4, back with the bottom of the 5th right after this.
Academy Sports and Outdoors has something for everyone in your family. From top sports brands to backyard cooking or the best in the outdoors. The North Face, Yeti, Columbia, or Magellan Outdoors, Academy has it all. Whether you're celebrating familiar traditions or exploring new ones, we've got what you need in here to have fun out there. Start your next adventure and make lifelong family memories at Academy Sports and Outdoors. Download our app or shop at academy.com.
Well, when Brixton Lofgren woke up this morning, he probably knew he was going to get the ball, probably notified, last night, maybe the day before. Let him get mentally prepped up. And do you think, when he came to the ballpark, if you asked him, he'd be pitching shutout, hitless baseball, through 4 complete? Do you think he would have thought that?
I don't think he would have believed you, as confident as he is against a team like this.
Exactly. Yeah. Finally got a leadoff base runner as Lofgren just hit Riley Luft. Pitcher on pitcher right there. Grimesti to step up to the plate. TJ, the catcher, has popped up to the shortstop. If you're just tuning in, the left side of the infield has done a Magnificent job today for Gulliver Prep. The Lombardo boys. Lombard boys. Lombardo, that's my stepson's name. Lombard. Jacob and George. Throw to first. Lofgren with a pickoff today, helping his own cause. Pitch in for the strike. Jacob Lombard anticipating perhaps a bunt, charging from third base.
Ooh, that looked like a strike to me.
Count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Lofgren would agree with you, but the ball hit off of Lombard. That was well struck, and kind of handcuffed him a little bit. He never backed off, and he thought he was going to take that on a short hop and have 2.
Well, as good as he has been, that's a big miss. If he can turn 2 there, Gulliver Prep continues to roll, but now you've got yourself a situation as you get another look on that ball that came up on him. First and second, nobody out, so best opportunity of the day for North Broward.
Yeah, sometimes the most difficult balls are the ones that are hit right at you.
Mm-hmm.
Are they going to rule that a base hit? They haven't yet.
I would think so, but it was right at him, as you said.
So the Eagles now have 2 on, nobody out. We'll see the batter grounded out his first time. That was well struck there by Grametzi, but right at him. Sometimes those ones that come at you, you don't move your feet. You kind of freeze a little bit. And it comes
You're trying to throw the glove at it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're not worried about footwork when it's that quick of a play.
Ball lofted, the right fielder is coming on, and Gooden will make the catch. Throw into the he's got an arm. He just threw that on a line to the infield. So you got 1 out. And here comes Cutler to the plate. AJ 0 for 1. So a hit batter and an error has put 2 on. So they did not rule that a base hit. And I think that's the correct call.
Yeah, it was right at him. I think at the pro level, that is definitely an error. Thought maybe down here they would reward the hitter.
Strike call to Cutler. Well, that was a big out from the perspective of the Raiders. Trying to hold on to this 4-0 lead. The ball hit high in the air to the left fielder. Mendez will come on and make the catch.
They're making decent contact now, but just lofting fly balls to these outfielders. So 2 huge outs there for Lofgren, and now just 1 more big one to get to keep the train rolling down the tracks. We're going to get a pinch runner at first base. That'll be Zachary Mandel. The senior comes in to run.
Lofgren on his pitch count. I wonder how close he's getting. I'm certainly not smart enough to keep that stat. It's a lot of little check marks.
He's doing pretty well in terms of the pitch count.
That pitch missed outside.
I've got him right around 60 pitches right now, so he is doing just fine to go at least 6.
Brendan Hoke, the batter, 0 for 1. Now playing left field. Began the day as the designated hitter. I'll get that out if I can. Now he's in the field playing left field with the pitching change. 1 ball, 1 strike. Top of the order awaits for the Eagles. Lofgren that just keeps you off balance. Nothing overpowering about this young man, but he'll give you a variety of looks, won't he?
Yes. I love that tumbling breaking ball because it's just an angle you don't see much at this level.
2 on, 2 out. Pitch to the plate. Got him. Struck him out. Doesn't have many of those today, but that's a nice one. His second of the ball game. Struck out the first batter he faced. Back in the first. Strikes out number 9 hitter here in the 9th to close the door. No runs. Again, no hits. There was 1 error and 2 left. We'll be back with the top of inning 6 momentarily.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
All right, welcome back. Florida High School State Athletic Association doing a terrific job hosting this event and all events throughout the fall, winter, and spring seasons of high school athletics here in the beautiful state of Florida. John, we move on to the 6th inning, and the clock begins to tick on the Raiders, the top seed in this 3A tournament.
Yeah, down to 6 outs now left to work with, but this guy's been great. Coming in relief, Riley Luft, their number 3 pitcher in terms of innings. 6 up, 6 down for him, and looking to keep it rolling against this pretty good Gulliver Prep lineup. Again, a team that knocked out the number 1 and the number 2 seed in their region to get to Fort Myers. And now they may knock out another 1 seed coming from the other side of the bracket in North Broward Prep.
So Jacob Lombard will lead it off 0 for 2 today with a strikeout and a fly ball out. You got Marcos and Tosca to follow here in the top of inning number 6. As you mentioned, Luff has been very good, to say the least. Secular started, worked the first 3. His game to lose. Gave up 4 in the first inning before settling down. And the pitch to the plate. Strike call inside corner. Different strike zone here in game 2 versus game 1. Much tighter strike zone in the first game, I thought.
I agree. I think I like this one more.
Fouled off.
Good umpiring today. We've seen some questionable calls throughout the tournament, but the crews today I feel like have been better than the first 2 days. Nice rotation of umpires they have here. These are the best guys from their respective areas. And they'll rotate, do multiple games while they come down here to Fort Myers.
1-2 pitch. Fouled off.
That's one of the great things about the tournament, though. The FHSAA identifies the best guys from each league and gives them the opportunity to come down here, expenses paid for, hotel room, and officiate the most important games in the state each year.
The pitch. Big strikeout. Another one for Luff since he's come in. That's his 3rd strikeout in relief.
Well, Don, going back to our last game, we've now seen 4 consecutive pitchers who have been able to locate the breaking ball and spin it off extremely So impressive for such young arms.
So they go 1 down. Marcos to the plate. Nobody on the base pass here at the top of the 6th inning. 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 error for Gulliver Prep, and for North Broward Prep, no runs, no hits. They've committed a couple of errors here in this one. There's a ground ball hit down to second, taking nice play on the backhand side and thrown on the first by Verano, and you have 2 down, so he had to go get that. Did a nice job with it.
Yeah, rolling right along here. Luff doing a great job, and at some point either Broward's going to break through or they're not. But on this side of the scorecard, Luft has things under control right now.
Luka Tosca to the plate. 0 for 2, couple of ground ball outs. I think the third base coach thought the ball might have hit Tosca on its way by. Is that what it was? A direct hit to the umpire? Okay.
Here's another look.
Oh, get that look right there. That's good.
Oof.
Oh, yeah.
Right thigh and maybe part of the hand.
Yep.
Our great crew down in the truck bringing us that shot.
Exactly.
Hope you guys are feeling okay. You're only almost halfway there.
They're like magic down there in that truck, aren't they? I mean, the way they just pull up these replays for us. And there's only 2 of them down there, too. It's like we have 4 or 5 guys doing some work down there.
I know. I wonder sometimes if they have a third arm or hand somewhere we haven't seen. With the amount of buttons they're able to press all at once. Get this game looking sharp for you all at home.
Okay, we're ready to get back to it. Here comes the 0-1. Ground ball hit right back to the pitcher.
Whoa.
Lupp with a little flash. And a little lob over. Tosca retired. That goes 1-3. That was fast. We're back with the bottom of 6 right after this.
With Academy Sports and Outdoors, you can take outdoor fun to a whole new level with just the touch of a button, because there's so much to discover on the Academy app. Create your dream outdoor living space that gets the whole family out there spending time together. Master new recipes with just the right amount of heat and the perfect spice or seasoning. And give the kids even more ways to play. Great times are waiting. Download the Academy Sports and Outdoors app today.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo.
You saying I did?
Yeah.
All right, welcome on back. And we take a look inside the dugout of the team in the... Okay, we're going to take a look at that replay that ended the last inning. You'll see this here. Ball hit sharply right back at the pitcher. He just underhands it along onto the first baseman.
It's like he's playing cornhole at the football game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tosca didn't like that, I don't think, either. Using a bit of protest concerning that. All right, here we go. Bottom of the 6th inning now. Top of the order for the Eagles of North Broward Prep, and they trail 4-0, still seeking hit number 1. Verano to lead it off. He has walked and struck out today. Gray and DeCastro to follow here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lofgren's pitch. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. He's hit a batter. He's walked a couple. One is reach on an error. That pitch, strike call. Count goes 2 balls and 1 strike. Lofgren's pitch. Really fooled him with that pitch down and in, didn't he?
Yep. They still have not figured out that tumbling curveball.
No, they haven't.
It's a good one. 12-6, straight down.
Absolutely, right off the table. 2-2. Aparicio all day long has been trying to bring that pitch back into the strike zone. I think it's worked for him a couple of times. Count full, 3-2. Want to get the leadoff hitter if you can, and he can, and that's a walk. And for the second consecutive inning now, The Eagles with a leadoff runner on base.
And the pitch count is starting to mount a little bit for Lofgren, and he's going to get a visit here from his pitching coach as he's about to face the hardest part of this order. Now, they don't have any hits yet, but this lineup is dangerous. The top 6 guys in the order are committed to Eastern Kentucky, UCF, Memphis, Georgia Tech, App State, and FAU. All Division I programs, all pretty strong Division I programs. So even though they don't have a hit today against Lofgren, they are really eager to get back to the plate for a third time around because the pedigree says they're going to start to hit at some point.
Well, they got a leadoff runner on base now. They need a crooked number, obviously, trailing 4-0. So Mateo Gray to step in, the shortstop, has walked and grounded out today. Lombard and Parson, the middle infielders. Lombard and Marcos, the fielders at third and first, respectively. Mendez, Tosca. Agudin in the outfield from left to right. Lofgren's been on the hill the entire game. Does have a pickoff of the young man who's out there now at first base. Picked him off back in the third inning after a walk. Morano nabbed early on in that sequence on that throw over to first. There's a strike call. Ground ball hit down to short. Lombard will field it on the second. Parson the first. The stretch, and they got him. Nice stretch over there by Marcos. Beautiful play all the way around. 6-4-3. That's how you do it.
Lombard got that ball out of his gloves so fast. It was really all one shoveling motion to second. Put it right where Parson wanted. Watch this. Boom. Right to the chest of Parson in an easy turn, but an outstanding pick at first by Marcos.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is a team that is clicking on all cylinders. Clearly, they lost some games earlier in the year that they probably should have won because they're 19-10 coming in. Looking for their 20th win today, which means that when the regional started, they were 16-10. Looking for win number 20 today.
Here's DeCastro. He's trying to field his choice. Hit a pop-up. That's another one of the outfield grass. And Lombard with a back pedal and those yellow shoes will make the catch. So at the 8 of the 6-4-3, can I call it nifty double play? It becomes a 1-2-3 inning for Lofgren and company. We are now complete through 6. It is 4-0. Gulliver Prep. All right, welcome back. We lost our pitcher here in the booth, but we're going to assume that we're live. Here we are, 4-3-1. Gulliver Prep, North Broward Prep. No runs, no hits. They have committed 2 errors. Everything has gone the way of the Raiders. You know, they came out, I think they're just accomplishing their game plan. I really do. They want to come out and play consistently, take advantage of opportunity. They've done all that. When they got the 4-run lead, Lofton was the guy. He's just been terrific. And the defense behind him, sensational.
Yeah, good teams, they're confident, and this is probably exactly how Gulliver Prep thought this game would go. But to the average fan, the neutral observer, looking at things on paper, this is not how they expected it to go.
Aparicio to lead it off, Parson and then Townsley against Riley Luft. Jensen Secular started. He worked 3 innings. He's on the hook to take the loss if his club doesn't come back. That ball lofted a long way, yet foul down the third base side. And Luft has come on. He's really been sensational in relief over 4, 5, and 6. He's retired a total of 9 in a row, if I have it right. He hasn't allowed a base runner. Been that good. Sometimes quality pitching will go unnoticed because you just kind of do it quietly. He's not thumping the ball into the catcher's mitt. He does have 3 strikeouts, 1 inning in relief, but just smoothly done.
And he's pitching with anger. He's not happy with his team's performance. We saw that little flip to first base in the previous inning, and it's serving him well. He's channeling it in a good way.
Mm-hmm. There's the 1-2. Missed outside. Tosca today has grounded out 3 times. I should say, yeah, he ended the last inning. Let me look at the right guy. A single and an RBI for Aparicio back in the first. And he popped up. A little slow roller. Gray will field it. Got it on. If there was one position where you'd watch highlight reel after highlight reel of fielding, would it be the diving plays by a third baseman down the line, shortstop work, center field guys going to the gaps? Where would you focus on?
Probably shortstop.
Yeah, I would too.
Just so much different range and angles and plays they can make.
So Parson to the plate. Justin has struck out a couple of times today. 0 for 2. Winner of this game moving on to the state championship game in 3A. Count quickly goes 0 and 2. Luft's pitch. I mean, he's right up there for player of the game, I would think, Riley Luft. If his team were to rally in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Yeah, he's in the lineup, so if he comes through with a hit, why not? But they've got a ways to go. 4 runs is a mountain to climb.
It should be an out. Over is the center fielder. Put it away, and Parson retired 2 out on a fly ball. You can see the sun reflecting off the sunglasses of the outfielders out there.
Yeah, 11 up and 11 down now for Luft, just making it look easy out there. He's got great stuff. Committed to go to Appalachian State in 2 years. He's only a junior, so he'll have a chance to come back here next year. Townsley missed badly there.
Yeah, he really did, didn't he? Townsley 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a fly ball. Winner of this game to take on Calvary Christian, a winner earlier today in 10 innings over Providence School. They scored 2 in the 10th. That's fouled off to our right. That was a heck of a game. It was rather long, but it was a heck of a game.
Yeah, 3.5-hour high school baseball game.
0-2, missed outside.
I'll tell you, Don, we have seen games like this, though, where one crooked number in the first inning and then a bunch of zeros after that with such good pitching on all these state tournament teams. A lot of times the game does get decided early.
Yeah, you mentioned that at 10 o'clock, and you were hardly awake at 10 a.m., and you were right on that stat.
I'm not a morning person.
Neither am I.
But we made it here.
We did. We made it here. Luft trying to get to the dugout. Swing and a miss. Ball was dropped. The completion of the strikeout. Nice job there by Gramaski. That's going to do it. Another 1, 2, 3. And that is just terrific work by Luff. He came on and pitched perfect relief. 12 consecutive outs. Can his offense get going? Eagles down to their final 3 outs. They're still seeking hit number 1. We'll be right back.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
All right, 4-0 you score to the bottom of the 7th of a 7-inning game, and the Eagles with a 26-6 record, the 2-time defending 3A champs, up against the wall right now. Can they pull off some heroics? They have the meat of the batting order, John, coming up to the plate to face Lofgren, but boy, he's been stingy.
Yep, all the base runners have reached with either an error or a walk. So you know what that means? This past Sunday, just 5 days ago, the Fort Myers Mighty Muscles threw a no-hitter on this field. May not be the only one this week.
So Capet will lead it off. Nate is 0 for 2. Hit the ball on the nose his first time, a liner right at Justin Parson. And then he grounded out to the slick fielding George Lombard. I guess you could say sick fielding because that's used as a word of, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't even figure it out. I just went blank.
Me too.
Accolade. That's an accolade, right? You're sick. You're a sick fielder. That's
adjective?
Isn't that like hip?
Oxymoron?
Yeah.
It doesn't mean what you think it means?
Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah, that's what, yeah, the kids say that. Kids know what I'm talking about. Ground ball hit down to George Lombard, that sick shortstop, and on the first, beautiful play.
He just makes it look so easy.
He is fun.
I don't know if we've seen a shortstop play as calmly as he does. And a lot of the best shortstops in the major leagues make it look, silky smooth and easy, and he's in that category.
One down, Riley Luff stepping up to the plate. He really deserves a standing ovation for his tremendous work on the mound, retiring all 12 he faced in relief. First pitch was a called strike over the inside corner. Lofgren perhaps getting an advantageous call to start things out here. Luff's been hit by a pitch, and he is grounded out today. Gulliver Prep 2 outs away from playing in a state championship game. That's fouled back. You wonder a little bit about North Broward Prep, and boy, trailing 4-0. They haven't had a hit. They've won 2 consecutive titles. They come into this 3A section of the bracket as a top seed, and they may tumble here a little bit today. It is hard to win 3 in a row. You need everything to go right, obviously.
Yeah, 5 in a row in total to win the state championship.
That's right.
Against nothing but good teams.
That's right. Lofgren, the 1-2. Ball belted high in the air. Right fielder on his horse. That's going to fall in, and we got a base hit. Plus, all the way to the wall in right center field. Luff digging for 3. Here comes a throw. He's got a stand-up triple to the gap in right center. That's where we had the triple hit back in the first game. General direction over there. And Luff now with the first hit off of Lofgren.
Yeah, Lofgren goes 6 1/3 hitless innings. Congratulations to him. What an amazing performance here in the state semis, and I do think he has enough pitches to complete this game. But if I had to bet, Don, who would break up the no-hitter, based on how he pitched, I would probably go with Riley Luft.
Well, yeah. He was the guy that was carrying really the weight of the whole team. You could kind of feel that when he was on the mound and,
just super fired up.
Yeah, fired
up. Focused.
Exactly. So a long triple in the gap in right center field. Kametsky now to the plate. His reach on an error. Officially 0 for 2. Ground ball. Past the dive of Lombard, and there you go. You got a run on the board. That's a 1 out. RBI single by Kametsky, and it's now a 4-1 game.
And the Eagles have a bit of a pulse here in the 7th inning. Still just 1 out. This next battle will be huge. With Corse coming up to the plate, another base runner brings the tying run to the dish, as you see the replay.
Just out of the reach of Lombard. He was so deep under the grass, I don't know. There's his brother now trying to make a backhand play down the line. Jacob Lombard couldn't get to it. Ball to the corner in left field. Mendez, great job to hustle after that, and they all move up a notch on the throw back to the infield. So a base hit by Corse. You got runners at second and third.
And now a visit from the Gulliver prep pitching coach. And both those plays were tough. The second one was a little more makeable than the first. First one, he had no chance. But a couple of fortunate bounces for the Eagles on three pretty well-struck balls. And all of a sudden, they are really alive here with the tying run at the plate.
They really are.
Every run that they got in that first inning now is very important. Now, they were up 2-0 and then 3-0, and we were, kind of saying, hey, Raiders are in control. They're looking good, but looks like they may need every one of those 4 runs.
Here's Cutler to the plate. Popped up in the foul territory, hit a fly ball out to the center fielder, did Cutler.
They did call that a double. No error on Lombard.
Long look in by Lofgren.
Well, he was going to pitch out of the windup there, and that's why he stepped off. He's going to, I think, maybe not. I thought he was going to switch to the stretch.
Pitch in there for the strike. Great pitch by Lofgren.
Perfect location. It's kind of a hybrid. It's more of like an abbreviated windup.
Cutler awaits from the left side. Here comes the 0-1. Off the plate. Count 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, you mentioned it earlier, Don. Aparicio loves to just snap that glove back over. Didn't fall for that one.
Not at all. Lofgren looking in. Runners at second and third. The pitch to the plate. Got a strike call over the outside corner.
This young man going to Fordham next year has pitched like he's going to the SEC.
Britson, Lofgren. Looking for a complete game deal today. There's a ground ball hit foul, third base wet. Got 1 out, 2 on, run home already in the inning.
Nicely done by Cutler. A pitch right on the outside black. Lofgren trying to backdoor him and just slaps at it, keeps it in foul ground, and lives to fight another pitch.
Lofgren ready. 1-2, belted on a line in the center field. 1 will score. Ball charged by Tosca. Got it to the infield. You got him on the corners now. And another run in. It's a 4-2 game. What a rally being put together here. RBI single for Cutler. Well struck. They're starting to hit it sharply.
Yeah, Cutler now is the runner that everybody will be watching. He is the tying run. And all of a sudden, after they went 6 1/3 with no hits, North Broward has 4 hits in a row.
Still just 1 out. And it was Riley Luff. They were waiting for that lift. They got it from him on the mound. And then the big triple, he eventually scored. And this team hasn't looked back. They made it 4-2. Now do remember, this infield is good. They've shown us they can turn a nifty double play. Ground ball could end it. Pitch inside, nearly got him. That would have been disastrous.
Gulliver Prep's team ERA is 3.86, which sounds okay, but compared to the other teams in this tournament, that's actually pretty high. And they have some other good pitchers, but they're all less than a strikeout per inning.
Here it comes. Inside corner. Count goes 2 balls, 1 strike.
So the reason I bring that up is because I don't think they're going to go in any other direction than Lofgren here. This is his game to win or lose.
Absolutely.
Nobody warming up in the bullpen.
Oh, go for 2 here today. Number 9 here in the lineup. Top of the order awaits, and the pitch. Ooh, that hit him. That's going to load up the bases. Puts a game-tying run at second. Potential game-winning run at first with a hit batter.
Oh, boy. Now a single ties it, an extra base hit wins it. And there's still plenty of time and opportunity for Lofgren to win this game for his team, but they are putting this squarely on his shoulders. The infield comes together. They've already used their 1 coaching visit for the inning. So it's just going to be a player chat here with Bejarano coming up, Eastern Kentucky commit. Bases loaded.
Yeah, he has walked twice today, and he has struck out against Lofgren.
He's sort of lost the feel for that curveball here. And they've been squaring up the fastball. So he's going to have to figure something out and hope that something finds a glove.
Rano looking for a big hit. Trying to get things done. Looks like we may see a change here.
Oh, yeah, they are subbing a player in.
Mm-hmm. Number 19 going to the outfield. You have the roster sheet off to your right there.
Well, their Max Preps roster does not have numbers. We'll have to consult the lineup card.
Okay.
That is Michael Escobar now playing right field.
All right. Lofgren, the pitch. Strike call. Worked him quickly inside.
Got that curveball over.
Bejarano awaits the pitch. Slaps it high in the air to the center fielder. Will it hang up? Coming on. He can't get it. On a hop, it's taken by Tosca. The throw comes to third, and only 1 run will score. That was significant. Great work by the center fielder. He disguised that he could make that catch. And I think he slowed someone down a step.
Well, he threw to the wrong base because he had a chance to get the force at second base pretty easily. And he was more worried about the tying run and made the longer throw to third, which was offline. So he did do a good job faking out the runners, forcing them to hold on this floater. You can see the runner tagging at second. But the proper throw would have been to second.
So now you got this 4-3 game. Still just 1 out. Base hit could potentially win it here. Mateo Gray to the plate. Bounce into a 6-4-3 double play back in the 6th.
Oh, gosh. How much would Gulliver Prep like that right now?
Oh, wow. Here it comes. That ball hit. Base hit. 1 run will score. This one is over. North Broward Prep comes alive in the 7th. And Mateo Gray with a game-winning walk-off hit in the right field, and they're chasing him around the field. Wow.
They were dead to rights for 6 innings. Absolutely no life from the North Broward Prep Eagles. And when they realized that their 2-time defending state championship run was on the line, they turned it on in the 7th. And it's all about Riley Luft, who went 4 perfect innings on the mound, and he starts this massive rally in the 7th. After Lofgren had been hitless through 6 1/3, he surrenders 5 hits and hits a batter, and Mateo Gray wins it with this.
Absolutely terrific. What a comeback. Well, it's not over till it's over, said Yogi, and that is proof right there. What an ending. What a finish. What a game. You really got a feel for Brixton Lofgren. Tremendous performance today. He just ran out of gas, I think, at the end.
And they didn't have anybody behind him. They rode their ace as far as they could and boy, this North Broward team, they've got a championship pedigree, and they stepped up when it mattered.
They really did. Luff ignited it. Certainly our player of the game. He'll pick up the win in relief for that magnificent work he did. I mean, 12 batters, 12 up, 12 down, and your champion of the day is certainly Riley Luff. Terrific job. Just terrific job. I guess that's going to do it for now, John, right? We're out of here. Thank God. 5-4 your final score. Eagles over the Raiders. We made it through in normal time, basically. It wasn't like last year we were here till 2 o'clock in the morning for the 1 o'clock afternoon game. Remember that?
Yeah, don't jinx it. We got a long way to go in this tournament.
Thanks, everybody, tuning in. Great work on the truck, boys. Wow. Pulsating win for North Broward Prep. Goodbye.
Good stuff, Don.
That was fun.
Yeah,
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Sorry, I'm a little rusty doing that.
No.